Yeah, fuck you. I just hit the button. What's up? Welcome to the Laser Source Podcast. Cribs Edition, the #1 podcast if you want to check out Anthony Montez's dope-ass house. Today we're going to get a tour of his sick-ass fireplace, and you're going to see all of the details, the intricate details in his home furnishing decisions. And don't worry, we are going to cover the ins and outs of the grand piano, what makes his so special, and where you can get your own. So
also,
thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you having you here.
Pedals. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a Yamaha.
He said it's a Yamaha.
Yamaha?
Let me just go back to it. Oh my god. Now Alex died.
Is that what
I'm
happened?
not dead. I'm reading chat. It's somebody else's turn to talk. I just did a bunch of talking. You guys gotta help me clear the dead air. You fucking barely done nothing because you have a new job.
Yeah, it's true.
Piece of shit.
Snap.
It's one where
Hi,
they
everybody.
treat me nicely and with respect. It's so weird.
They'll learn.
Yeah.
What's up, Sam? What's up, Laura? What's up, Bronson?
Vinny.
Yeah, Vinny's here. I've been talking to Vinny all night. I'm ignoring him now.
Jack in the shop's here. Like,
Oh, Anthony's in chat. What's up, Anthony?
What's up? Bronson won't be here because he's hanging out in a mansion, which is why I had to upgrade my green screen game.
What?
It's
what?
green screen, bro.
No, I'm talking about Bronson's in a mansion.
Yeah, he was talking about how he's not going to be on the live tonight because he's staying in a $5.2 million mansion.
My God.
Million.
That's cool. I have a $2 soda. So, basically the same thing.
I beat kids up like Bronson in high school.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was teasing him. I was like,
Look at Blake stoked to be here. What's up, Blake?
Hey, Blake.
Did you see that? So, Bronson, you're sitting there talking about $5.2 million mansion. My boy Kyle over here is an international traveler. Hold up that international beverage you just had. Look at this. This man is a world traveler.
he has it imported.
Oh, not just
Imported
that.
for him.
I've got a
We
Nature
are
Valley
international
protein bar.
businessmen.
where it's
Literally just living it up here.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
Damn it, Alex. Watch your mouth.
I'm doing
Yeah.
Morse code over here.
I guess with my new job and me being a volunteer here, I can't really curse anymore like I did.
Yes, you can.
Darn it. Shoot.
Oh, fudgesicles.
Oh, fart.
I like fudge sickles.
Dude,
By the way, we do
fudgesicles
widgets
are
this year. What's up, Rob?
What up, Rob?
How's it going?
Mitch
You know what?
Ivy.
I got something to announce.
Sam.
Oh,
I'm going to throw this
Kyle's
out there
got-
before I
I've
forget.
got an announcement.
The 50% off sale that I was running on my shop tonight is the last night. It ends at midnight.
Oh,
So if
And
you want
those are-
50% off,
that plaid package
check
is
it out.
dope, dude.
This is just
There is
one of many of the plaid package, and it's pretty
There's-
dope. And the cool thing about it is, by the way, this same pattern can go from 20 ounce to 30 to 40 because Kyle made them to where they can just be
I made it so you can make it whatever size you want.
There is no link in the description because Kyle did not warn me that he was going to
There
say anything
is because
about
I
that.
added it.
Oh, no.
I don't know. So the channel does get a discount. So if you click the link down below, normally you'd already get a discount. So I don't know if the 50% plus the normal discount combined to make a big discount or not, but go check it out.
And if you want to laugh at Kyle on the way to the bank, you can make your own infinite laser engraving patterns by checking out the newest episode of Laser Everything, in which Kyle gives away his literal secret sauce for doing this.
I do.
Link
But
in
I
live
will
chat,
say,
and I will add it to the description. But you
worth
guys have probably
watching to
seen it.
learn. Worth watching to learn, but like so much easier to just pay Kyle.
Yeah.
Well, it's a really good way to learn how to use them anyway. So
yeah.
I mean,
if you
nothing
understand
else,
how
it's
they work, you can basically make any seamless pattern work forever.
if absolutely nothing else, it is a nice little quick 2-minute array tool video.
Yeah. Good
If
video.
literally nothing else.
The one thing I was going to say, though, is just taking this up to the shop that I was telling you guys that I sell a lot of stuff at. The guy saw these and was like, I want these in different colors and I want them in different patterns. And they're patterns that Kyle already had. So, I don't know. It's impressive to people when you can do these kinds of things. And Laura impressed me, like, God, when she was at the end of the school year last year or something, she made Ashley like a cup for Teacher Appreciation Week. And she did a full wrap one. So, Laura, you made me want to be a better laserer.
Laura's
The description.
Hmm?
What?
Oh, I was just saying, Laura's raps there. She does a great job.
Oh yeah,
A beautiful job.
the description now says Kyle's Etsy shop with his affiliate link, or don't pay Kyle in DIY with the YouTube link.
Not my affiliate link. It's the
Well,
Laser
it's-
Everything link.
It's the affiliate link to his store that
Yeah.
we benefit from. Also, I see you guys in chat talking about Michael Mullins. Michael Mullins messaged me about 2 hours ago and told me that he just has like horrible, toxic, explosive diarrhea. So he couldn't make it tonight. But he said he wanted to come on next week to compensate for his diarrhea episode. So he'll be joining us
Stepdad is
next
holding
week.
up the bathroom.
Yeah. He could hold up a bank with that kind of weapon. Jesus.
Oh my God.
Fucking animal.
All right. So what have you guys been up to this week? What's going on? The shop's reopening, right? What's going on with that?
I'll go last.
You'll go last? All right. So, Kyle, you've been doing cool
Kyle's
raps.
been doing business.
Video.
Yep.
Anthony's
I've
talking
been
shit.
learning Etsy and sharing my love of seamless designs with people.
That's cool.
Oh.
What do you got, Anthony? Go for it.
Me? I've just been keeping on. I had a bunch of stuff that I got done, and then I thought I was gonna have a little bit of a break, and the lady came in and needed a last minute birthday gift for her daughter that I spent a good chunk of the weekend working on. And today, I was telling Kyle earlier, I harvested my first habanero pepper off of my little baby plant.
Oh, spicy.
So
Did
yeah,
you laser engrave it?
Got the
I did
fire.
not. Ooh, that would be such a bad idea.
Bring the fire, Anthony.
Yeah, it hurt. I took a little bite out of it because I wanted to see because they say like the first pepper off the plant's never the hottest, and that was not true.
Yeah, but if you ate the seeds of an habanero, ooh.
Hey guys, I'm Anthony Montez, and welcome to Jackass.
Next week, I'll have explosive diarrhea. Let's see. What have I been up to? So today was my first, or this week, I guess, yesterday, because today's Tuesday. I'm not going to lie, the past 48 hours kind of just got compressed into like a day in my brain. And Laura had asked how it went, so thanks, Laura. Really cool, man. Like, I'm actually pretty excited. Taking a year away from education was really nice to like mental break. And then Alex mentally broke me, and so now I'm getting pieced back together. And so that's really nice. Like, it was really interesting. People today were talking about respect and growth mindset and all these things, and I was like,
Basically the opposite of everything we value here.
yeah, pretty much. But in all seriousness, no, it's really cool. So basically, it's just been a lot of computer time. And so I haven't really had a chance to do much. This past weekend, I cut some of those gaskets. So basically, the guy who I usually do stuff for with motorcycles, he has me cutting kind of like this right here, like these little plaques. You can kind of see I did some testing with my fiber laser down here to get some settings on this like smoky clear. So got some cool settings there to try out because I'm trying to make this faster. But he likes it to be this like ghost colored, like phantom color on the thing. So long story short, I got that. And I'm trying to think what else I got. Gaskets, trophies, cups that I got to get done. And then I actually found a couple of new patterns that I'm going to see if Kyle can help me adapt like I've done before so that they're scalable from 20 to 40. So look around. There's great files all over the place. By the way, I always suggest buying one file from someone first, see if they're actually legit, because Kyle and I have taken a look at a few of those since he's been doing these, and we've been seeing how other people create them, right, to kind of see like, hey, here's what these people do for a 40 ounce. What's the difference? And then that was like, Kyle's a freaking mad scientist with stuff. He's able to look at it and be like, yes. and he helps me modify it to where I need it to be modified to for me. And then that's how he's learned how to create all these. Not even learned; he already knew. But it's just, I don't know. It's cool watching him work. He's got a beautiful mind.
It's cool to kind of compare how I do things to how other people do things.
I like the way he does things better. But
I do them the way I do them for a reason, right? Like I like the way I do them. But
Kyle's like, listen, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I'm smarter than everybody else.
But also,
yeah.
No, but the way he does it is nice because it's scalable. Because a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll do a 20 ounce, a 30 ounce, and a 40 ounce. And so you're paying a couple bucks for each vial. Or you buy a pack of them and you get like 2 out of the 3 or something like that. But the way he's done them just makes a lot of sense. And it's really cool. So, anywho, I'm really thankful for that because that's going to get me going into fall. So because I've got those orders from the guy down there. So that's about it.
That's good stuff. Today was Rhiannon's first day at the shop, which was immensely hectic. Miranda was there too. We're all trying to like make a better habit of being in an office space more often. It's so easy to just sit at home and edit videos, but especially with Rhiannon being there 5 days a week, Miranda and I really want to like be able to spend more time there. And so we were there, the 3 adults, and then Chris was there working his job, which he kept. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not. I think I mentioned it last week, but Chris is keeping his job because of money, a lot of it. So Chris is working remotely for his job, and then Rhiannon is just taking all of his hours and working full-time at the shop. And so we cleaned, and I got her set up with like her work stuff, just boring orientation stuff, just like Matt did. So there's probably going to be more of that into this week. And I do have something cool to show off that I will show off towards the end of the episode. Vince was just putting the finishing touches on it. I think we still have a couple things to iron out, but I don't think it's too early to show it. So we've had some stuff going on in the background too. Also, because I can never just leave the freaking website alone, we transferred web hosts last week. Sorry for the downtime if you notice any downtime on the website, but that's all been resolved, and we're on a much, much, much faster server, and it requires us to spend much less of the LMA money. So hooray for saving resources towards other things now. 3 adults. Yeah, 3 adults and Chris. That's what I said. And Brock was there. Good boy. He was so good today. But I just, I'm editing. I'm doing nonstop edits. We've a ton of great content coming out. I feel like I actually feel like we're back on the horse as far as like just getting content out goes. So we've got that infinite layer video that came out, and that's popping off. That got 2,600 views in 24 hours. That's nuts. And then we have our must-have, that Johnson Plastics Plus episode where we talked about like stuff for going into Q3, Q4. That one is at almost 7,000 views, dude. Did you know that?
Yeah.
7,000 video. That's wild.
And the good thing is a lot of people are using the coupon code. Save the money. Like, it's really cool. Like, we can, whenever you use the coupon code, it shows us like what you got, and it shows us that you did in fact use it, And so it's cool to see how much money we've saved people, I hope. Because I know, like when you order $100, taking the shipping off and then getting $15 back, it's pretty sweet. So, insane.
And that's it, guys. I have my head down. We're trying to get a lot done. Trying to break Rhiannon and trying to figure out what life at the shop with the 3 kids is going to look like while still getting things done. And
when does school start for you guys up there?
I have no idea, dude. That's a Miranda question for
Probably
sure. I literally don't know. Felix has gone to summer school every year for like the past 6 years, so it just feels like he's in school year round to me. Honestly, there's no like start and stop date anymore in my head. What there is a start date to is the reopening of the shop, which was pretty cool. We are looking at some furniture now, which is neat. Have you guys been to storesupply.com? because if you haven't, you should go.
I've
Let me.
been around there. They got a lot of cool stuff.
This is not an affiliate at all. We don't make any money off of this.
Use
They
a
don't
new chair
sponsor
over here.
anything. Unlike Johnson Plastics Plus, who sponsored this episode of the Laser Source podcast. Thank you, Johnson Plastics Plus. More on them later. And let's see. Let me pull up OBS real
You guys
quick.
see that cold lead he had? That was a good lead in. It's 15 minutes it took him to get to it.
Yeah, it was real cold. It was the
By the way,
coldest.
I could use some of the furniture you're talking about because, like, I just moved my desk around. So I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I've got like way more. And I like now this one computer is running the CO2 laser too. So
Yeah.
just saying, pretty cool.
There we go. All right, you guys can see this, yeah?
Mhm.
All right, excellent. So let's see. So this is Store Supply Warehouse, guys. I shop here pretty regularly, especially when we were running the shop before, and we're coming back here now to tackle this again. And their business is selling people stuff for their business. So they have a lot of like kind of random stuff that you just don't think about until it's in front of you, like price guns and coat hangers and little things to display, like if you do like laser cut jewelry or whatever. I mean, they have all that stuff, bags, packaging, all these little fancy holders that just like hold stuff. So we were looking around on the website today, talking about some of the things we wanted to put in the showroom / like order taking room, because it's empty right now. There's a tiny little like 2 foot by 2 foot cash register stand and nothing. One of the things that I'm really interested in checking out actually is the slat wall. I think slat wall is super cool.
Yeah, they're cool.
So if you guys don't know what slat wall is, it's basically this.
French.
I should really
What's it
really
called?
not be full
French
screen for
clef
this
or
actually.
something like that. French cleat.
Yeah, let's see if I can open this. Just the image. Is it any? No, it's not really big, but basically, like you can hang just about anything on these little slats, and it just makes up like a chunk of your wall. It's really cool stuff, and it's actually not super expensive. So obviously, this doesn't apply to you if you don't have customers in your store. But the one that I was looking at today, which was like the basic one, is the 4 foot by 8 foot paint ready slat wall panel. This is like untouched, so it's just kind of raw material, and you could like put it up like that, I guess, if you really wanted to, or you can paint it, or you can get it pre-painted, so it's like $15 to have it painted. But there's slat wall. It's 4 foot by 8 foot for $90, and I know it's just like one piece, and $90 for one piece sounds really expensive, but 4 feet by 8 feet is really big. That's like a giant piece, and it comes in a bunch of like different finishes. I kind of like the distressed one, so I was like looking at that kind of stuff because I feel like this would be neat to just kind of have like some shelves on and be able to display some of the stuff we've engraved over the years, or some of the stuff from the channel that we've done on like episodes or whatever. So I'm taking a look at that. You can also get it like mobile, like these little carts. So basically just anything you've seen in a store displaying merchandise. Oh, look, they have 4x4 panels too.
Yeah, Derek said that's
you
where
can
he gets
get from here.
wire display grids from, cheaper than Amazon even. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is way cheaper than Amazon. One of the things that we need that I will not reopen the shop without is like an actual display case. I am looking for like these full vision display cases. And some of these, this is $275 unassembled. This is like $600 on Amazon. It's more than double. It's more than 200%. And it's like a nice 48-inch case, and there's a glass front and a glass top, and it's got glass shelves inside. They have options for you to be able to put like lighting in, or you can get like locks on the doors. That you can customize these a ton of different ways. And we had one. I had the 70-inch version of this one upstairs when we had the shop before, and it was great. It was awesome. And then when we thought we were done with the shop forever, we sold to somebody on Craigslist for like $100. So I have to rebuy it again, which kind of sucks. But there's a ton of options. The metal framed versions of these shelves are much more expensive. But they have like ones that go in the corner. They have entire kits. This is pretty cool. So it comes with the display case and a corner piece and the cash register stand and a service counter, where you can actually just like, having the service counter was awesome, being able to go over job details and have somewhere to like write on an order form or like show samples and things like that.
I have a question for you though. Are you, when you say a cash register stand, are you guys legit going to have a cash register, or are you just going to have like a checkout station where people can pay
we have, I don't want to call it a cash register. I generally use, and we have an affiliate link for this, but
because I know that's a lot of things that people always ask about.
I don't even know what the link is. I go with Square. I have like this little guy right here. So I don't go with, these are like for restaurants, these like really big ones. Because you're like tapping through orders and looking through like different food items and things. Like this one, you just type in a price and put the card in and it goes. It runs off of USB-C, which is nice. So there's no like big power adapters you need to deal with or anything. Cool. It connects via Wi-Fi and runs Android. It's super cool. Last time I bought one, and mine still works. This was like 5 years ago now. They were like $300, and they maybe might be cheaper. I mean, they've been out for a while, and they don't look like they've changed much. That is like a video. I just want to, where do I buy it? Shut up and take my money. Here, shop. Terminal. Oh my God, how many times do I have to click to pay you? Let's see. It's still $300. So there it is. But the receipt paper is like a standard size too, which is nice. You don't have to buy it from them. And that's it. So this just sits on our counter. There is a literal cash like drawer. If I can find the piece, I'll kind of show you how we have it set up. And we're going to do videos about all this as we kind of build it out too. So you guys aren't.
One of the things I was going to say that I was hoping, I think I'm supposed to help out with that too, is like when you guys set up Squarespace, like I've got a Shopify account for my business and he's got Squarespace. And so I think we were talking about, because everybody always asks like, which one do you use? Which one's better? So I think that'd be cool kind of taking a look at those for like actual online sales versus like point of sales,
Yeah, definitely. This is what I keep calling a cash register stand. And basically, I've got this big space in the bottom here open, and then this shelf sits really close to the top shelf, and then I just put a cash drawer in the middle, and then I put the Square terminal on top, and that's it. It's super clean, super easy, and they're really inexpensive. Again, this is that metal framed version, which, like, I'm not using this at an amusement park, so I don't know why it needs to be that heavy duty. They make the non-metal framed ones that are like a third of the price.
I was gonna say, I think I would just laser cut something out of like half inch and call it a day.
Yeah, here's the same one.
Really
so
get
this
Kyle on the freaking website and have him design one for you.
This metal framed one is $250. Here's the same exact stand without the metal frame, and it's $160.
That's the IKEA version,
and that's fully assembled too. So,
Wait,
it's just a great. Yeah, it's just a great little store,
3
dude.
foot by 4 foot cube. Or like, that's crazy.
Sure, they send it on like one of those mini pallets or whatever. But you can get like anything here, man. I mean, that's like the cool thing.
All right.
You know, like these
one question
glass
people
cases and stuff
might not think about: do you have to have an EIN to shop here, or is this just open to the public?
Nope, anybody can buy whatever they want here.
Nice.
One of the things that I send people here for all the time that has nothing to do with what we're talking about is glass shelves. Glass shelves are really, really awesome for testing on the UV laser because they cost almost nothing. They're like 1/4 of an inch thick, and it's really, really good tempered glass. So if you want to do any kind of like testing on tempered glass, this is $10 for a 12 by 24 inch sheet of it, basically, that they're going to ship to your door. So if you're looking for tempered glass, if you want non-tempered glass, obviously this isn't gonna fly. But for tempered glass, if you're doing like UV laser testing or even on a CO2, and you want something just super duper cheap, I mean that's $11.31 plus probably shipping, which is gonna be like $20 if we're being honest. But still, it's fairly inexpensive, especially if you're getting like more than one piece. So I did that. I got 12 by 12 inch pieces, and I ordered like 8 of them to make it worth the buy. So now I've just got a nice little stack of 12 by 12 inch tempered glass sheets that I just leave in the back for when I need to throw something on and destroy it to get something right, which is cool. If you do like t-shirt printing, they have like these really creepy ass mannequins too. These horrible things.
I want
Oh
some
my
of those.
god, you should definitely buy that just for like right when people walk in the door.
I know, just have it peeking out the window. Oh,
Just put it in the bathrooms. Somebody opens
I
the
would
door
buy
and
that.
they're like,
That's
"Oh."
exactly what I was gonna say. I would buy that so when you open up the bathroom and it's just like, ah!
yeah, that's
That would
It's
just
pretty
follow the
horrible.
children and haunt their dreams.
but they do have like if you sell like t-shirts with your name on it, you can get the less creepy like half body ones or whatever. They sell them in plastic and fiberglass. So like literally anything that you see in a store, you can get on here. They sell like bags, you can get like packing materials, boxes, like all that kind of stuff, which is pretty neat. So that's my little tidbit
That's your spiel.
today. Yeah, that's storesupply.com. Again, not an affiliate or anything.
Do they have
okay.
the full size mannequins instead of just the top cuts? Because it's got to be really weird if I'm going to get one.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at this guy.
I want the inclusive body shape ones where it's like a chubby guy, you know? And
Yeah,
like,
so you can be like, at least
like some
They
Cheeto
call
dust.
it the dad bod, Matt.
Yeah, some Cheeto dust on his fingers and like a hat sideways.
You're like, at least I'm not as fat as him. Today's a good day.
Alex is like, we're not an affiliate, but he's also like, hey guys, are you opening a store locally to you soon? If you are, head over to Store Supply Warehouse.
I mean, it's just a cool website. It's just
Yeah,
one
it
of
is
those
a good one.
websites.
It's
It's
a good
like, here, look, this guy's way less creepy than the other one. He looks
did I
like a Dick's.
Did I see little children ones? Because that's even better.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Oh, did you mean
there's
like the
definitely
sporting
little
goods
children
shop?
ones.
Oh, dude, I really thought you just were like, what?
Yes, the sporting goods shop. I don't think they make kids sizes in the fiberglass ones, but you know they have some.
Oh no,
creepy
right there,
kids-
right there.
Right there,
Oh,
children.
no, right there. I saw it. I saw it.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
That is
Oh my
amazing.
god.
Oh, dude, yes. This is coming to kill you in your sleep. There's that.
It's got to be the
not even
headless little kid one, huh?
Yeah, not even the headless. Not even the one with the head. That with nothing on it, just a big kitchen knife.
That's like from Doctor Who when you like blink and it moves
Terrifying.
3 feet closer to you, and you're like, oh god,
Weeping angels. Yeah,
yeah, this. Oh my god.
yeah. These other ones aren't so bad. I don't know. Something about the proportions of this one just make that horrifying. I really hate it. So, yeah, scare your neighbors with this
Nice.
in their yard or whatever.
While you've
Happy
been talking
Halloween.
about that, while you've been talking about terrifying things, so high I fly. Oh god, Jesus, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
So high I fly says, "Whoops, nope, that's not the right one. Where is it? Somebody had a question about their laser breaking. Yeah, it is him. Can anyone tell me why my Rakus fiber laser would fizzle out during a job? In the discussion so far, he said he's had it for years and it's worked fine, completely the way it is. And I think most people are talking that it might be a power supply. So you guys heard that
definitely.
before?
Yeah, so when you're having an issue where your laser is fizzling out like that, particularly when it's a galvo laser and not like a glass tube gantry, right? First thing you should probably do is get a multimeter out and check the power supply. Usually there's 2 or 3 of them in the enclosure. The higher voltage one, usually a 24 volt or a 48 volt, is going to go to the laser source. That is primarily the one you're going to want to check. But there's also typically a 5 volt one that's also going to be running your EasyCAD 2 controller. You want to make sure that's outputting 5 volts, because if it's fizzling out, it could be a communications issue with the control card as well. Maybe not necessarily a problem with the source. It just may not be getting the instructions it's supposed to be if it's getting voltage fluctuation. I did see a question. Ooh, go ahead.
It's really probably the source one though.
Yeah,
that's like such a classic thing to break.
Yep.
Especially after years. Like, I mean, it's just.
We have a video about that. I'll pull it up. Continue.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. We'll throw a link in the description in a minute, but you really want to start with checking that, because it's the fastest thing you can check. That's going to be the most the most critical. Without power, you've got nothing. But B, it's so fast to check. It'll take you 5 minutes as soon as you get the side panel off to know whether or not it's a power supply with 95% certainty. And going beyond that, if your power supply is behaving, try running a job and checking with a multimeter while it's running. Because if it's a problem when it's under load, it could just be that it has a hard time maintaining voltage under load and you still need to replace it, even though when it's sitting stationary and not doing anything, it's just powered on, it's doing fine. That's the next thing to check.
Most faults that I've seen are only symptomatic under load. So that's really important.
Yeah. Going beyond that is probably beyond the scope of a Q&A. I would just, if you're beyond that and you're still having problems and those things look good, at that point is when I would start definitely making a thread in one of the communities, and that way we can get into a deeper discussion. Because that may turn into deeper troubleshooting on the source itself, and you may have to go to the manufacturer and get a warranty swap, or if it's out of warranty, you may be looking at a new source, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts that go into that conversation once you leave the power supply realm of troubleshooting.
And the multimeter, you can't diagnose every power supply issue with a multimeter, by the way. So you could still have a bad power supply and it could not show up on the multimeter. So that could still also be the case. So it's not the end all be all to diagnosis for that issue, but it is a really, really, really good starting place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you remove the side panel, if you have a power supply that has all of the branding stripped off of it, there's a good chance it's the power supply without even testing it, because a lot of really crappy power supplies come that way. And typically they don't last forever. Power supplies do go bad every so often. And a quality, like a high quality, like a Meanwell, a legitimate, genuine Meanwell power supply for a 24 or a 48 volt system is only going to run you between probably $20 and $50.
And the other thing is, the sooner you jump on that and like diagnose it, it's kind of a good thing that it happened now versus in quarter 4 when people are wanting, like that's when it really sucks, is when it's like October, November, and then now 2 weeks is like half your season.
At least it died now instead of a month and a half from now.
Yeah.
One of the questions that we get a lot on the show are like, should I keep extra stuff around, like replacement parts in my shop or whatever?
Had to deliver
usually the answer is no. But for power supplies, it's a pretty easy yes. They're inexpensive. You could have just an extra one laying around. So,
and they don't go bad over time.
Power supply issue. Yeah, you're not gonna they're not on a timer the second you get the delivery. So it's not
just
not
about
bad
every
to have
laser
an
you
extra
have is going to have that power supply voltage in it too.
Yeah.
Pretty much every laser has a 5 volt. Pretty much every laser has a 24 volt or a 48 volt.
Yeah,
and
you're every Galvo laser has a 15 volt too for the scan head. So almost every scan head I've ever seen is a 15 volt. So it's easy to pick up a couple extra power supplies for
sure. The other thing is, that actually reminds me, we can bring up the buying guide that is now like functioning and almost complete. Yay.
I'm not in a place to share my screen, but we should definitely get that on screen.
Well, but what I was going to say is, if we took a look at it, this is the time to go look at the buying guide, because we have, so I'm looking at my CO2 gantry and I just had delivery. I bought 2 lenses. They were like $20. They were Amazon lenses, but they're like they're not my favorite lens, but at the same time, they'll work for me when I've got stuff going on and I need stuff to move. I bought an extra belt. I got some grease, like another little tube of grease just to have that. And I was talking to Kyle, I got to grease that up soon. I got an extra water flow sensor because mine busted for the first time ever, and it was so stupid that I didn't have one. It only took 2 days to get one, but still 2 days at the wrong time. So I got one more just in case. Maybe it's not the water flow sensor itself, but maybe like the anodes, the 2 things that it hooks up to. So if that's the case, I've got that to back me up. So like all that little stuff, spend $100 now or $50 or whatever, get that stuff now, because the other thing is when it is Christmas time and critical season, like good luck trying to find that stuff, because that's when everybody either starts buying it in the next couple of months, or they're in panic mode, and then you're stuck with something that's 2 weeks away again. So the buying guide, do you have it, Kyle?
No, move on.
Okay, I'll just pull it up. But that's basically it. So the other thing is, make sure right before now would be a great time too to head over to Anthony's website and buy some of the Beam It Up LaserWorks tape. Like I literally, Kyle and I have to do the CO2. What was it? Like we were doing these wraps, and we got it figured out for one of the lenses, so I could do this one like perfection, right? But then I have my 200 lens that I've got to mess with, and we're talking about, I think it's just the jump settings or something like that are off. What was it? My timing? I can't remember.
Yes.
It was all squiggly looking. So anyways, we got to do that too. So head over there, grab some tape. It's pretty dope. I mean, just all that stuff. Start thinking about that kind of stuff now, because like I can't believe it's already like September. I might as well call it September.
It's crazy.
I dropped a link in the description of the video and in chat that takes you right to a page filled with Meanwhile power supplies. So if you are in need of that, this is a good place to get started.
Yes.
Yep. Let's see. Jack said if you have an old Ender 3D printer laying around, there's a 24 volt supply in there too. So if you're someone who likes to cannibalize stuff to like, which Alex has done on the show many times.
Sometimes you got to borrow a part to get another thing online, you know?
Yeah, especially if it like gets you, like patches you through until you can get the right piece. I love how we all just like took a sip at the same time.
Right. That's how it goes. Do we still have a Discord? Yes, it is in the description down below.
Here is the new buying guide, guys. So it's all of the categories that you're familiar with from all of the different revisions of the buying guide we've had over the years. And so we've got lasers in there, equipment, lenses, parts, blanks, different tools, and personal protective equipment. So just about everything that you could want or need in order to get a laser engraving business off the ground, we have a link for. We're still adding to it. There's, I think, 150 links in this database so far, and it's growing every day. So no matter what you need, even if you just need like some lenses, I mean, we have some great options for you with little overview text that will kind of give you an idea about what we think of the item. And then for the bigger purchases, if it's something that we've actually had in the shop and we've gotten to have hands-on time with it, you can read our full reviews, the scoring matches that seen in our videos online, and there is a link to watch the video review directly, as well as affiliate links to buy it if that's something that you want to do. Not every product is on the buying guide. We only publish things to the buying guide that we like. So if something is missing, it was just so bad we didn't even want to post it. But there are some lower scoring items that will pop up now and again. And of course, I'd urge you to buy with caution. And the entire script for those review videos is also available on these pages, including since the review updates that are not published on video, with updated thoughts relevant to the amount of time that's passed since the review has been published. So no matter what you're looking for, you should be able to find something about it on here. Matt's done a really good job going through writing descriptions for a lot of these, and we try to be source, and I mean buying source agnostic here. So you'll find links from Cloud Ray, Amazon, Light Object, whoever's got the best deal, the genuine products. Those are the links that you're going to find here on the buying guide. So I just wanted to show that. And you can find that if you come to lasereverything.net, you can just click buying guide right there at the top, and it takes you right into the
Benny's busting my chops over here because he goes, "You're the sublimation guy." Oh my Jesus, that's still terrifying. He said the sublimation category is empty. It actually isn't populated yet, but we do have about 23 items, I think is what it was. So yeah, long story short, at least when I worked on it last, which was last Friday afternoon, there were 155 items that were populated. and 85 of them I think had all the descriptions that were the good descriptions, which is like me and Alex, and I think Kyle, didn't you do a couple too, or no? Just me and
Oh,
Alex.
you guys.
Yeah, so
I might have
Alex
given
and I-
you something to put in there, but
Oh,
I didn't
that's
say
right.
anything.
Yeah, you gave us some good links. But yeah, Alex and I. So what we're going through in the descriptions, you might see some descriptions that just have like random, like looks like they're copy and pasted from Amazon because they probably were to fill that. But what we're doing is making sure you know why you should buy it, what you can use it for, what lasers they're good with, and what's the purpose of it. Like, because some of the stuff in there you might look at, especially like when you go down to like laser equipment or laser parts or laser whatever, and it's like, what do I really need this? Like, for example, I think it's the Ultimate Air Assist kit from CloudRay. Is one of those things where you're like, if you don't know what that does, I wrote like 3 to 5 sentences is what I was trying to figure out because Alex said keep it quick and keep it easy to understand. So I was like, makes it to where you can control the air assist from the software, control software.
Yep.
You know, and it's like that's a game changer for your laser if you don't have one. So
Yeah, a few of the items on the buying guide still have default descriptions from whoever the seller
source,
is,
yeah,
and
source.
sometimes they're crappy. So if you see a crappy description, you know,
just ask
take
us.
it with a grain of salt.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
if it doesn't sound like something we would say, then it's probably not finalized yet. So just a little disclaimer there.
That's pretty much it. And then where was it going?
Yeah, that was a huge project. That was a massive.
Still not done. That's where you guys got a lot to do.
Going in there and using all
thing
those links.
too-
Sorry.
Go ahead, Anthony.
I was gonna say going and using those links. That's a good way to support the channel too, right? Like that's
absolutely.
for sure.
Not all of them, but like definitely a real solid chunk of them are affiliate links, which don't cost you anything and help us out. So that's always really nice too. Another thing that we finished, and by we I mean Matt, is the fiber laser community settings page. Last week, there were 43 settings in that library, and we just ported the rest over from the old settings database. So now there are about 70. So there's a lot of new settings in there with really nice HD pictures and good instructions from community members, all about how to execute and reproduce their marks that they're sharing with the community. So if you're interested in that, there's definitely a link in the description for that. There's always a link in the description down there. And if you've been clicking around on the channel or the LMA and you have noticed that there's a bunch of broken links all over the place, the vast majority of those should be fixed now too. So I went through and did like a massive link updating spree. I don't know, like a week ago. And
I was gonna say for the past 2 weeks, it's just been gung ho.
We've just been trying to just get everything updated and nice and easy and working for you guys. So that's kind of what everybody's been working on lately. But yeah, lots of really good resources out there.
What I want to know about is what are some questions you guys have, or bring up some stuff that you want to talk about or want to learn more about too, because we got about 15 minutes left. So
that means that we have to save the really big, difficult questions for another like 10 minutes.
Well, I thought it was like 10 seconds. All right, wait, one more. One thing I'm excited about as far as like orders coming in. So this is just one of those things to think about. I had one of my former customers who I made some stuff for their golf course. I made some glassware. He actually bought another golf course, and I read about it online because I followed them on social media. And I shot them a message and basically was like, hey, congrats on, getting your next property. And they said, yeah, I'm really excited to have gotten it. And he goes, and we kind of just talked for a few minutes. And I said, let me know if you need anything for the shop or for your bar. I got you covered. And he goes, actually, now that you mention it, this place, we need highball glasses. We need pint glasses. We need some stuff for the shop. I want to get some hats. So, because I sent him a picture, a couple of the hats that have like color on them from the Ninja Transfers, DTF prints,
Yeah.
And so he was impressed by that. And so just one of those things to make sure you talk to people, like people who you've looked at and done business with before. Reach out, follow them on social media, congratulate, be cordial, and then hopefully that helps you guys land some jobs too, because I'm pretty excited for that one. That'll be a nice I don't know, big
That's
order.
smart, man. Celebrate their wins with them, and congratulate them.
Yeah, and it wasn't like I
Also-
wasn't like fishing for it. Like I literally
Right.
just said like, "Hey, congrats!" Like way to go. And it's just one of those things like remind them that you're there. Yeah,
Mhm,
exactly what Jack just said. You just have to remind people what you do. Because I just told him, I said, I said, yeah, I said, I wish I could be there to give you a beer. They're in North Carolina. I said, I wish I could be there to give, have a beer with you. I could make you some cool glasses. Haha. And they were like, yeah, please do. Like, oh, okay.
Nice.
I also forgot to mention more updates because I do a bunch of things and then forget I did them all. We have an Odyssey channel now, which is super cool. If you guys don't know what this is, it's like a federated version of YouTube. So it's decentralized and the data is hosted across a bunch of different networks. So if YouTube were to disappear overnight, our entire library of content is mirrored here on Odyssey. So if for no other reason, even if you keep watching on YouTube, follow us on Odyssey as a backup. That way, if the channel or YouTube or whatever just happens to vanish in a poof of smoke, you can just click over to Odyssey and just get back to watching our videos. Every time a new video goes up on YouTube, Odyssey syncs automatically. So you'll have access to the entire library over here. And it's free. It doesn't cost anything. You can just sign up. You click the follow button. Done. So you can find that with a link down in the description too. This took a while to get set up and get going, but I feel much better knowing that we have a entire accessible public backup of our content. So go follow that over there. It's a rock solid plan B, and that's where we will go when if and when shit ever hits the fan with YouTube.
But Miranda is saying nothing is changing with YouTube, though.
Yeah,
So
I said.
I know, but just trying to quadruple repeat it because people will be like, "What? You quitting YouTube?" Like, oh my god!
Nobody's quitting YouTube. It's there, just in case, so that you guys can still.
Excuse me. Laura has a question. She said, "I joined that the other day. Question about that. Do we need to join the army there as well, or does it transfer over?"
That's a good question.
They don't. So yeah, they don't really have super good membership perks over there. So I wouldn't. If you're a member over here, there's not really any reason to do that. And you already give us plenty of money, Laura. So you specifically definitely don't need to do that. But yeah, there's not a lot of integrations with it yet. It's still relatively new software and it's just kind of getting kicked off. So it's definitely more of a backup for our regular channel rather than something to be consumed alongside of it. So if you're already a member here or at the LMA or on the Patreon or whatever, there's definitely no reason to pay any money over there for anything. It has the same similar kind of membership system that you'll see on YouTube, but again, there's backup. So if you're already helping to fund the Laser Everything mission here, certainly no need to do that anywhere else.
I saw something that Laura said that I kind of want to think could be a good discussion point for a couple minutes.
Yep.
I keep being told to promote myself, Matt. I've been told that I don't want to make money. I just had somebody else say something similar to me the other day. So this person messaged me and they were like, you need to update your website. This is one of my customers that I've had for a while. And they were getting on to me. And I know that they care about me. They're a nice person. But it was one of those things where I was getting chastised because my website isn't up to date and it doesn't have a lot of the stuff that I do on it. And it's true. I don't know about you, but you get a full-time job. You've got the laser job, which is basically a second job. It's a hobby, but it's also work. And then on top of that, you guys need to be on top of social media and trying to build that presence and all that kind of stuff. But to me, I live in a small town and I've just used word of mouth. So I always say, I appreciate what you're telling me, but I'm content with where I'm at. And so that's okay. I'm not trying to do this to make $1 million personally, because if I did, you get absorbed into this stuff so easily. And I've got 3 kids that are 8, 7, and 7. So that's one of those things. Like, don't be afraid to tell people, hey, I appreciate that you're so enthusiastic about it. But this is where I want it to be right now, and this is like the step that I'm at. So it's okay. But I will say it's one of those things. If you do want to grow, and this is what you want to do full time, then yeah, definitely think about that. I mean, what do you guys think about that? I was gonna add, like, Anthony, you literally have a shop now, because like so you went from like me to you, which is like the next step. So what do you think? What are you doing with advertising and all that stuff?
As a fairly modest person, it's kind of hard to like. For me, I can see where Laura's coming from. Is like,
oh yeah, for sure.
It's hard to like always go for that sale because I don't want to give like the image that I'm like trying to leverage a relationship always for business. So I can see where that might be an issue, and I've had to fight that over the years. I mean, I've been in sales for, I'd say, a majority of my life. So it's kind of like finding that balance and, you know, trying not to be too aggressive, but always at the same time remembering I'm working for myself now. So I have to do it, you know, and it could be something as simple as what you did. Like I said, celebrate your clients' wins, like follow them on Facebook, like you said, or on social media. Yeah. And if you see a win, just reach out and say, hey, congratulations. You know, I'm really happy for you. That's great. You know, it's always been a pleasure working with you. If there's anything I can do for you, just drop a line. And a lot of times just that correspondence will be enough to remind somebody, like Jack said, remind somebody of what you do. You know, I think that was Jack, right?
Yeah.
And just sometimes, you know, like I know as a business owner, I get tied up doing things, and then somebody reaches out and I'm like, oh, I totally forgot about you. You know, I forgot you were there or whatever, you know. So if you reach out to somebody, that could be the reminder that they need that you're there. And without being overly aggressive, you can still just put those like reminders out there and those feelers out there so that when people do need something, even if it's not right now, hopefully you're fresh enough in their memory that they'll come out and reach out to you. So it's a tough line to walk, being a good self-promoter, but not like overly self-promoting or being too aggressive with it. So I think it's definitely something that you have to do, though. Especially if you're self-employed and this is your bread and butter. Like,
yeah, because you're feeding your little army there. Like, that's what you got to do. And then the other thing too is, oh, go ahead.
I was just say, like, I try to like meet needs. You know, that's like my goal. I try to like find problems that people have and fix them. And if there isn't a problem, then I'm not trying to make a sale. Like if there's not something I can do to like make their lives better or easier, then I'm not trying to make a sale. And that doesn't mean I'm not talking to them, but you know, it's 9 times out of 10 when I'm like trying to get somebody to make a purchase, it's because I genuinely believe that doing so will like provide them some value, you know, and that is a spectrum, like everything else in the world. It's a spectrum. I don't think that it's always black and white, but you know, that's kind of my mindset when I'm going into it, and it keeps me out of trouble and from looking like a douchebag, because it's like, am I doing something that's actually really going to help this person, or am I just trying to make money? Because if you're just trying to make money, it's going to come off as insincere. It just is. And there's nothing wrong with trying to make money. We're all in business, right? We're all trying to make money doing this. But having genuine, you know, aspirations to like provide that value for the customer, that's going to come across, and it's going to make a really big difference when you are at the stage where you're trying to like close a sale. So it's just my input on it.
And
100%.
The one thing I'd say too, like going back all the way to the beginning, like I was joking about the whole growth mindset that we don't have here. Alex does have a growth mindset, because like where he is now isn't where he wants to be in the future. And one of those things, and I think we all do, like literally to some degree, but at the same time, knowing where you are now and being content with it. If that's not where you want to be, then yeah, you do have to take those steps, and they're right. But at the same time, it's really smart to think about the fact that where you are wasn't where you were a year ago. Like a year ago, Laura is not the Laura who can do full wraps and can do UV laser engraving and has like this really cool group that she started on Facebook. So, you know, these people who sit there and go, you need to do more, they have no idea what you've done. So, and I'm not trying to be like negative or anything like that with that. I just think you should celebrate your successes, because you're kicking butt. And a lot of people need to take time to step back and look at where you started and look at where you are and just be mindful of that. Take a minute to be present in what you've done and celebrate, man. It's cool. So
I don't remember the exact quote, and I'm probably butchering it, but it was basically like, if you do your best to like help other people with the resources at your disposal, the universe will like take care of you, and I genuinely believe that. Like, just do your best. You have a laser shop, you have skills, you have knowledge. Do your best to use those things to help people. And if you do that, that's just automatic delivery of value. And people are going to want to compensate you for that just naturally, without having to be a salesman, without having to like push something on somebody else. Just try to genuinely help them with the tools that you have at your disposal and your skills and your knowledge, and it's gonna come back to you. So
and
and
speaking of
I
somebody
found
who
that
did
it's really true. It's really, really true. That's how it works.
Yeah, and speaking of somebody who did that, you got Emily who just showed up in chat. Hey, Emily.
What's up, Emily?
And so that's somebody who I don't think she ever thought she'd make a laser maker conference, but then she did. So it's kind of cool. So anyways, just that'd be my
Zig Ziglar quote that she posted, by the way. Throw that up.
Oh yeah, Zig Ziglar. You can have everything you want in life if you help enough people get what they want. There you go.
Yep.
That's a nice one. So anyways, that was all. And I think that like everybody should think about that. It's kind of cool. I was thinking about that in my training that I was in today. And so it's just cool thought, kind of worked out for you. That I heard all that stuff this morning. But anywho,
Sam brought something up that was,
what do you say?
I think, very true. He said maybe sending your customers a free useful item like a beer bottle opener or something that has your contact info engraved. They don't forget you. I mean, I think that's a rarely like non-selfish way of promoting yourself too, is giving away free stuff. And like every time somebody orders something from me, I just try to throw a little something in there, a couple bottle openers or, and always a handwritten note. Thank you for making your order stuff. And, and the freebies with your information on it is really a good way because it gives people something they want, need, and can use. And every time they use it, they're going to think of you. Especially if it has
like every time that I buy Beam It Up laser tape from Anthony's website, he sends like a whole box of Magnum triple XL condoms. So it makes me a loyal customer.
And he said, "Hey, these didn't fit me either." And that's it. I think that's the handwritten note, right? So there was something else I was gonna say. Oh, the other thing too, like to tie in with what Anthony said. I just had to redo my shop around and take a look around your shop for stuff that you've got one or two of, because that kind of goes with what Sam said and what Anthony was pushing. Look for the items that maybe you only have one or two of left and make that the item you sell, because that'd give you a reason to re-up on them, or just to clear it out and say, hey, I thought this, I was just made some cool stuff, figured you could use it, bada bing, bada boom. That actually worked with a realtor the other day. I know that he loves cigars, and he's bought thousands of dollars worth of olive wood from me, like just lots and lots of olive wood. I think probably over a couple hundred boards that he's bought from me over the years. Like he has definitely paid for some lasers in here. And so I went over to his house to deliver a batch of boards, and I took over, I made him a highball, like whiskey glass that had his logo on the bottom of it. So when he's drinking, it's there with the UV. And then we did, I used the fiber to make some leatherette cigar cases for him. And those two things, he was like so stoked. And he's like, dude, I need to give these to other realtors. Like, what can I do? And so he bought a case of, like, they're not even made. They're just sitting over there with his name on it. And he goes, when I figure out what I'm going to do with them, we'll make them. And I was like, okay. So
I had a guy who wanted some air cleaner covers for Sturgis for his bikes, and he does like modifications on motorcycles. So he had his own logo he gave me. They were powder coated. I engraved that on them. And then after he picked them up, it hit me. I was like, I probably should have given him like a cup and a couple bottle openers. So I threw that stuff, his logo, not even my logo or my contact info. I threw his logo on some freebies and gave them to him. And the dude was stoked. And then like an hour later, he started following me on all my socials and stuff too. So like just those small kind of, that set me back, I think with an Amazon cup and a couple bottle openers, less than $12. And now I got another follower and somebody that is highly likely to come back and use me again. Just giving some stuff away. So I think you can definitely over give stuff away, but I don't think it's a tool that enough people use at the same time.
Yeah,
it's just something we're considering.
And the other thing is, as you progress, like send. So I had there's a coffee place that I love in my town. Like they're like family owned, super nice people. I did work for them in their pizzeria because they own a few businesses around here. And then these full wrap designs that Kyle's been making and I've been testing. This lady wanted cups a year ago. Like I literally pulled her phone up to text her a picture of the cup that I made that has I think like some flowers and stuff on it, and she wanted some for her coffee shop. Like Anthony has made a whole bunch of coffee mugs and tumblers for that shop. But she said, the name of the place is called Crazy Cup. And so the whole thing is, wouldn't it be cool if there was a cup that was kind of wild? And so I sent her some pictures and she was like, oh, these look like I need to talk to you. So it's just one of those things like as you grow, you can fit the needs. Like Alex was saying, like I didn't really push cups on her because I didn't do crazy cups. I was like, I can put the words crazy cup on a cup. But now I can, like, with Kyle's help, like we can make some crazy stuff. So just saying. So that should be something else that I'm hoping moves forward before Christmas time. So
Nice.
Yeah.
I was sitting over here thinking about Magnum Triple XL condoms, and it made me think of our sponsor, Johnson Plastics Plus.
Johnson.
Because they protect you as a maker.
It's
that way.
It's a beautiful
it's
segue.
just a
Tri-layer.
It's a great it's a great place to go shopping. While Rihanna was in the shop today, it's her first day again. She kept pointing all these boxes. She's like, "What's this? What's this? What's in this one?" And I was like, "All of that is stuff from Johnson Plastics Plus that we need to unbox and like review for the channel." And she's like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Yeah." So we've got a lot more Johnson Plastics Plus content coming out as usual. If you haven't already seen it, go watch the Ultimate Leather Engraving Guide. It's pretty sweet. It's a pretty sweet video. And then the vast majority, if not all of the items from our Q3, Q4, like items to stock in your shop, that is Johnson Plastics Plus, baby. It's a sponsored video, so go watch that one too. There's really, really, really good picks in there, and you get to hear us talk a little bit more about Johnson Plastics Plus products and what we actually think about them outside of the jokes that we make here on the podcast. So if you haven't watched either of those episodes, make sure you go do it. There's a link down in the description that helps support the channel when you click it and buy things. There's also a coupon code for 15% off your order. Matt knows it off the top of his head.
It's YLR-ZDF, all caps. But in the future, it could change, so make sure you take a look at the link below.
And I think that's all we've got for today, guys. We're over an hour. Not a lot of Q&A, but just like
I think I found two more.
Oh, lightning round.
Round. I don't think we covered this one. Keith.
What up, Keith?
Question. How do LE material settings for fiber translate to MOPA? Frequency settings below 80 kilohertz fall below my power cutoff frequency on 200 pulse. So what power am I using? You're still using 200 pulse width. I'm assuming you're on a 100 watt JPT. So you really hit your stride at like 75 kilohertz. That's what I use on my 100 watt for like deep engraving and stuff. You'll find that on stuff like the steel white finish setting or aluminum white finish, you're going to have to like triple the frequency, because think of it like a horsepower curve when you're getting your car tuned. You're just higher up on the range for frequency. So you need to move up to match that for your source. For anything under like 60 watts, that's not really a problem. But on like a 100 watt JPT or a 200 watt JPT, it's going to beat you up if you're not moving things around to tune for it.
It is exponential, not linear. So
yes.
Bigger you go, bigger your adjustments have to be.
Second speed rounder is it recommended to use a voltage regulator unit for fiber lasers? Can it also be plugged directly into the wall? So yes and yes. It really kind of depends on what your power quality is, and if you get a lot of like brown or blackouts where you are, and the quality of your power grid in your local area. Like where I live, the last time I've had a power outage, like it was out for 5 minutes, and the time before that, it was like a decade before I had another power outage. So, but like down the road, they get power outages like once a year when a tree falls. So it
We get a
kind
lot of
depends.
tornadoes and windstorms here that cause power outages. So it's
So like
Yeah, and if you're Matt, you just never have power.
yeah. So depending on your particular situation and also what you're working on, because
Just
if
Florida.
the blanks you're engraving are just incredibly expensive, you want to take the extra effort to make sure you're not going to have a down moment when you're engraving something that's going to cost a lot of money to replace or can't be replaced.
Yep.
So you might consider a UPS for like a battery backup for your computer
Awesome.
and your laser. If you don't want to go that far, having a really good quality surge protector or a voltage regulator, depending on or a power conditioner, I guess some people call it, kind of the value is going to depend on your situation. So I hope that helps.
I was gonna say, like, the UPS is a good option for sure.
Mhm.
It's like under $200, you can get what you need, not to run for hours, but enough time to be like, press
Yeah.
the power button and shut down your computer correctly, like pause stop the job, whatever. And it happened to me the other day, because it's Florida, where my TV has, like, the TV inside has the Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, like all the kids crap, plus the TV. So I think there's like $4,000 worth of electronics plugged into that wall, and it zapped it and it fried the UPS. But that's $200 instead of $4,000.
Yeah.
And I just went to Sam's Club and bought another one. And I have the other one out here on the computer, the 4 monitors, and then the lasers, like they're all plugged in. So definitely worth it.
I haven't
we
lost
can-
power.
It's you,
I'm
man.
sorry.
It's always you.
I
You go
haven't
first.
lost.
I've talked way more than you.
Gotcha. I haven't lost power, but I've had like some shaky, like where the lights are flickering, like during a windstorm or something. So, and it just, even in something like that, you're probably gonna lose your job, like with the computer and your fiber laser.
Yeah,
or
the
something
piece is
running.
toast.
So you're definitely gonna lose whatever you're working on. But with the power supply or the UPS, it just kept motoring like a champ. And I've had 3-4 lasers at the same time running off of mine and never had any issues. The only issue I ever had was trying to run my CO2 and the cooler, but I just put the cooler on a different
Yeah, the
circuit,
surge, like the surge, power surge on there.
yeah. So other than that, it works great.
I basically run a really good high quality surge protector for every workbench, and then I have one on my desk. So.
I've been kind of reluctant lately to recommend UPSs over like power stations because the power stations are getting so cheap now, and they will run your laser. You can finish the job on like the little mobile power stations, where the UPS you're only getting a few minutes. It doesn't offer all of the same voltage protection benefits, and you could put them in like series together to get the benefits of both. But lately I've been kind of leaning towards like the battery backup power station solution, because that doesn't even need to be connected to the grid, in a technical sense. So I've been like kind of debating like how to frame that. We still haven't done a really good episode on that, and that's something I'd love to tackle in the future.
Kyle and I were literally just talking about, I think all of us were talking about, were we? Was all 3 of us?
Yeah.
So we're working on that for you guys. I know we're working on it. So
it seems like a really shallow topic, but it's actually really deep, and there's a lot to it. So,
and with those, if the state of
Really?
charge is at 100%, then it just bypasses the battery and just runs straight power, right? So you can leave it plugged in and use it, and you don't have to worry about. And those LiPo batteries, if that's what it's using, those things have like thousands of power cycles in them too. So
yeah, I think the trouble comes in when we're trying to address the voltage regulation functionality of it, and like what kind of defense that actually provides against electrical issues. So that would be something to look into, and of course it's going to vary per unit, but the last thing you want to do is overload a bunch of LiPo batteries with crazy voltage. So we'll have more info on that later.
And the last thing, thanks Mitch, I got a pop-up from Etsy. Mitch bought basically the whole collection.
Wow.
Hey,
during the
Awesome.
stream.
congrats.
Shout out
guys,
to Mitch.
Go click the link to Kyle's Etsy shop. It's down in the description, along with everything else we've talked about tonight. I've been pretty good about linking things as we've been going, but if you see something missing,
Yeah, good
let me
job.
know. Thank you for being with me for another night, gentlemen. I really appreciate you. As always, we've got a bunch of new content coming out. Go check out the latest videos that come out on the channel. Go follow us over on Odyssey, and go buy some Beam It Up Laser tape from beamituplasertape.com.
Appreciate it.
I think that is all we've got.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Johnson Plastics Plus, we love you. Thank you for sponsoring our show, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks for being here, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Love your laser daddies.